You've just left the doctor's office with a frightening diagnosis. You have plaque buildup in your arteries. You are told that this condition is irreversible and that you will likely need to take medication for the rest of your life to manage it and to prevent a heart attack or a stroke. But what if that wasn't the whole story? What if there was a natural science-backed supplement that could actually help your body to reduce and to stabilize that dangerous plaque? Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple science-backed truths to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter. And to guide us through this very important and very hopeful topic, we are joined by a physician who has spent over a century studying the body's incredible and natural ability to heal itself. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. It is a pleasure to be here for this conversation. We must shift our thinking away from fear and toward hope. Plaque in an artery is a sign of a long-term injury and a state of chronic inflammation. You can think of it as a scar on the inside of your blood vessel, but the body is always trying to heal. If we can calm the source of the injury and provide the body with the right specific tools, it has a remarkable ability to begin to repair itself.
And that is exactly our mission for you today. In this complete and very detailed guide, Dr. Hinohara is going to walk us through his complete plaque reduction protocol. It is a 3-step process. First, in part 2, we will understand our enemy by learning exactly what plaque is and the different types. Some are stable and some are very dangerous. Then in part 3, we will choose our weapon by comparing the different forms of garlic to find the one that is most effective against this dangerous plaque. And finally, in part 4, we will learn how to build our support system with the right diet and lifestyle changes to support this healing process from every angle. It is a true blessing to have this knowledge that empowers us to become active partners in our own healing journey. If you are ready to take an active and informed role in your heart health, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, and this is one of the most important deep dives we have ever done. Okay, doctor, let's begin your complete plaque reduction protocol. You said that the very first step is to understand our enemy. So let's start with a very basic but very important distinction that I know confuses a lot of people. What is the difference between cholesterol and the arterial plaque that we are talking about today?
That is the perfect place to begin. They are not the same thing. Cholesterol is a natural and a very necessary substance in your body. You can think of it as a soft, waxy substance that is needed to build healthy cells and to make important hormones. Your body makes it, and your body needs it. Plaque, on the other hand, is like a scar that forms on the inside of your artery wall. It is a mixture of many different things, and it is a sign of injury.
That is a perfect distinction. Plaque is a complex mixture. It is made up of cholesterol, yes, but also of fats, of calcium, of waste products from your cells, and very importantly, of inflammatory white blood cells, all trapped together under a fibrous cap. It is your body's inflammatory response to an injury on the artery wall. So cholesterol itself is not the enemy. But when the LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, becomes damaged or oxidized, it can become a key ingredient in the formation of this dangerous plaque. And doctor, it is so important for people to understand that not all plaque is the same. There are stable plaques and there are very, very dangerous plaques.
Yes, some plaque is like an old hard scar from many years ago. It is not ideal, of course, as it can narrow the artery, but it is relatively stable and is less likely to cause a sudden problem.
That is what doctors call fibrous or calcified plaque. It is hard, it is stable, and it is less likely to break open. But the real immediate danger to our health comes from the other types of plaque. The source text for our video today mentions non-calcified or soft fatty plaque. This is the truly dangerous kind. You can think of this type of plaque like a big inflamed pimple on the inside of your artery wall. It has a very thin, fragile cap, and it is full of a soft, fatty, highly inflammatory core. This is what we call vulnerable plaque because it is very, very prone to rupturing or breaking open.
And when that pimple on the artery wall ruptures, the body responds by trying to heal the injury. It does this by forming a very large blood clot on top of the ruptured plaque. And it is that large blood clot that suddenly and completely blocks the artery and causes the heart attack or the stroke.
And understanding the type of plaque you have is the absolute key to understanding your true risk. This brings me to a story you shared with me, doctor, about a patient who was very frightened by a common test result.
Yes, I had a patient, a man in his late 60s. He was a very proactive person, and he asked his doctor to perform a screening test called a coronary artery calcium score, or a CAC score. His result came back quite high, which indicated that he had a lot of this hard calcified plaque in his arteries. He was terrified. He thought he was a walking time bomb, and he came to see me feeling very hopeless. I explained to him that the CAC score is a good starting point, but it only shows us the old, hard, stable plaque. It does not show us the dangerous, soft, vulnerable plaque. I encouraged him to speak with his cardiologist about getting a more advanced but still non-invasive scan called a coronary CT angiography, or CCTA. He did this, and the results were very good news for him. The CCTA scan showed that while he did have a lot of that old stable plaque, he had very little of the dangerous, soft, inflammatory plaque. This knowledge was a great relief to him. It changed his state from one of fear to one of empowerment. He now had a clear picture of his true risk and a very clear goal to stabilize the plaque that he had and to prevent any new soft plaque from forming.
That is such an important story because it shows the incredible power of getting the right information. As you said, the CAC score is a wonderful screening tool to know if you have plaque, but it does have its limitations. The CCTA is a more advanced scan that often uses a contrast dye to give the doctors a much more detailed three-dimensional picture of both the hard and the soft plaque in your arteries. And for an even more detailed look, especially after a person has had a heart event, doctors can use invasive procedures like an intravascular ultrasound, EVIUS, or an optical coherence tomography, OCT. These are done with a catheter, and they allow the doctor to see the inside of the artery with incredible high-resolution detail. It is a true blessing of modern medicine that we have these incredible tools to see exactly what is happening inside our own bodies so we can work with the healing intelligence that we have been given to make things better. So we now have a very clear picture of our enemy, and we understand that it is that soft, vulnerable, inflammatory plaque that poses the greatest risk to our health. Now, doctor, let's move on to step 2 of your protocol, choose your weapon. You've said that the answer is garlic, but you also said that the type of garlic we choose for this specific job is absolutely critical. Let's have a garlic showdown to compare the different forms that are available.
Yes, this is the most important part of our conversation today. Not all garlic is the same when it comes to this specific job of addressing the plaque that is already in your arteries. We have 3 main contenders in our showdown today: fresh garlic, black garlic, and aged garlic extract.
Okay, let's start with the one that everyone has in their kitchen right now, fresh raw garlic.
Fresh garlic is a wonderful and a very powerful food. It has been used as a potent medicine for thousands of years in cultures all across the world. Its main medicinal power comes from a very potent compound that is created only when you crush or chop the clove.
And that powerful compound is called allicin. Allicin is a fantastic antimicrobial, meaning it's good for fighting infections, and it is also a very powerful anti-inflammatory. It is wonderful for supporting your immune system, but for the specific and difficult job of reducing plaque in your arteries, allicin has one major weakness. It is extremely unstable. It is created when you crush the garlic, but it begins to degrade very, very quickly, especially when it is exposed to heat. So by the time you cook with your fresh garlic, much of that allicin and its potential benefits for your blood vessels are already gone. It is a very powerful medicine, but it is a very fleeting one. It is not the best tool for this specific job.
So, fresh garlic is powerful, but it is unstable. What about our second contender in the showdown, the one that has become very popular in recent years? Black garlic.
Black garlic is made by taking regular garlic and putting it through a slow fermentation process for many weeks under controlled heat and humidity. This process creates a very sweet, soft, and delicious product that is wonderful to cook with.
And that fermentation process does create some very powerful and very stable antioxidants, including some of the same beneficial compounds that we're about to talk about. It is a wonderful food for fighting general oxidative stress in the body. However, as the source material for our video today points out, there is currently very little direct human research on black garlic's specific ability to reduce or to stabilize the plaque in our arteries. So while it is a very healthy food for this very specific job, it is not our champion today.
So that brings us to our third and final contender, the one that all of the powerful scientific research you shared with me is based on. Let's talk about the champion of our showdown, aged garlic extract, or AGE.
Yes, this is the specific form of garlic that has been most extensively studied in high-quality human clinical trials for this very specific purpose of reducing plaque. And this brings me back to the hopeful story of my patient, the man with a high CLC score who was so full of fear. The central and most important part of the protocol that we created for him was a daily dose of a high-quality aged garlic extract supplement. He also, of course, made the important diet and lifestyle changes that we will discuss in our next section. He was very consistent with this protocol. 1 year later, his cardiologist had him do a follow-up CCTA scan to check on the status of that soft, dangerous plaque. The results were remarkable. The report showed a significant reduction in the amount of that dangerous, non-calcified, vulnerable plaque in his arteries. He had not only stopped the progression of his disease, he had started to reverse it. The aged garlic extract was the key that helped his body to begin to heal its own arteries.
That is the kind of story that gives so much hope to so many people. And the science explains exactly why aged garlic extract is so uniquely powerful for this job. During the long 20-month aging process that is used to create this extract, the harsh and unstable allicin from the fresh garlic is naturally converted into a range of very stable, very gentle, and incredibly powerful compounds. The most important of these compounds for plaque is called S-allylcysteine, or SAC. This special SAC compound is extremely well absorbed by the body. It is a powerful antioxidant. It helps to lower blood pressure. And as the multiple studies you shared have now shown, it has this unique and profound ability to help the body reduce and stabilize that dangerous vulnerable plaque that is the most likely to rupture and to cause a heart attack or a stroke.
So, for the specific job of addressing arterial plaque, aged garlic extract is the clear winner of our showdown. It is the most proven and the most powerful tool that we have from the world of garlic.
It is just incredible that this simple, blessed plant, the humble garlic, can be transformed through a patient process of aging into such a specific and powerful medicine for our hearts. And we love sharing this kind of detailed science-backed information with our community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. So Sage Garlic Extract is the clear champion of our showdown. It is the most powerful and well-researched tool for this specific job of helping to reduce and stabilize arterial plaque. But doctor, I know you always teach that a supplement is not a magic pill. It cannot do its powerful work alone in a vacuum. This brings us to the third and final step of your complete plaque reduction protocol, build your support system.
Yes, this is the most important part of the entire protocol. Taking the supplement is not enough. You must also create a healthy anti-inflammatory and healing environment inside your body in order for that supplement to be able to do its wonderful work. You must build your support system with your daily diet and your lifestyle choices.
So let's start with the things we need to remove from our diet. What are the foods that are actively harming our arteries and creating the very inflammation that leads to the formation of plaque in the first place?
The list is very simple and very logical. We must avoid the foods that have been changed too much in a factory. This includes foods that contain unhealthy trans fats and oxidized fats, like those that come from deep-fried foods. It includes the refined sugars and the processed carbohydrates like white bread pastries and sugary drinks. And it includes processed meats that are full of preservatives. High and frequent consumption of alcohol is also very inflammatory to the system.
And all of these foods are powerful drivers of inflammation in the body. They damage the delicate inner lining of our arteries, the endothelium, which creates the initial injury where that dangerous plaque can begin to form. So by removing these foods, you are removing the daily source of the injury. It is a critical first step. Now, once we have removed the harmful foods, what are the healing foods we should be adding to our support system, doctor?
We should add the beautiful and simple foods that nature has provided for us. First, it is very important to eat the high-nitrate vegetables such as spinach, kale, and beets. Second, we must eat healthy fats from sources like extra virgin olive oil avocados and fatty ocean fish. Third, it is important to get a lot of soluble fiber from foods like oatmeal and chia seeds. And fourth, we need a rich supply of antioxidants from things like green tea, dark-colored berries, and a little bit of real dark cocoa.
And these foods are all powerful healers for our blood vessels. The nitrates in the leafy greens, as we have discussed before on Healthier Daily, help your body to produce the amazing molecule nitric oxide, which helps to relax your arteries and improve your blood flow. The healthy fats from olive oil and fish are powerfully anti-inflammatory. The soluble fiber from oats and chia seeds helps your body to manage your cholesterol levels. And the antioxidants from green tea and berries help to protect your arteries from that oxidative damage. It is a complete system of nutritional support. Now, doctor, are there any other simple supplements that can work as part of the support system alongside the Sage Garlic Extract?
Yes, for some people, especially those who are at a high risk, a few other simple helpers can be very beneficial. I had a patient who had already had a minor heart event. He was, of course, very motivated to do everything he could to prevent another one from ever happening. For him, we created a very complete and supportive protocol. In addition to the aged garlic extract and the very healthy diet we have just discussed, we added a few other key supports with his doctor's approval. We added a high-quality omega-3 supplement from fish oil to further reduce inflammation. We added the powerful partnership of vitamin D3 and K2, to help ensure that calcium stays out of the arteries and goes into the bones where it belongs. And we added a gentle magnesium supplement to help his blood vessels to relax. This complete protocol gave him a great sense of control over his own health, and it replaced his fear with a sense of peace and empowerment.
That is a wonderful and a very complete protocol. It is a true blessing to have access to so many of these gentle and natural tools from the earth that are designed by God to work in perfect harmony to protect the incredible gift of our health. Doctor, this has been an incredible and a very hopeful guide. You have taught us that while arterial plaque is a very serious condition, it is not necessarily a life sentence without hope. You've given our viewers a complete plaque reduction protocol. It is a 3-step process. Understand your enemy by knowing the type of plaque you have. Choose your weapon by selecting the well-researched aged garlic extract. And most importantly, build your support system with a healing anti-inflammatory diet. This is a powerful and very proactive approach to senior health. By consistently following this protocol and working with their doctors, our viewers can help their bodies to reduce and to stabilize their dangerous arterial plaque. This knowledge is so empowering, and it is a true cornerstone of a smart senior health strategy. It is a practical daily way to fight back against the progression of arterial plaque and to help protect your heart and your brain for all the years to come. Doctor, before you give us your final thoughts to make this entire protocol incredibly practical for everyone watching, could you paint a picture for us? What does a day in the life of someone who is truly committed to following this healing journey actually look like?
That is a very important and a very beautiful question, Ben. It is about turning knowledge into a peaceful daily rhythm. A person following this path would start their morning not with a feeling of rush or stress, but with a moment of calm. Perhaps they do a few minutes of gentle breathing, and with their simple anti-inflammatory breakfast, perhaps a warm bowl of oatmeal with some berries, they will take their first dose of the aged garlic extract. They begin their day not with fear, but with an act of healing. For their lunch, they make a wise and simple choice. They do not choose the fast food that is fried in oxidized oils. They do not choose the white bread sandwich with processed meat. Instead, they choose a large, colorful salad full of spinach and other leafy greens to provide those nitrates that heal the blood vessels. They add a clean protein and a dressing made with extra virgin olive oil. It is a conscious choice. In the afternoon, perhaps, they enjoy a warm cup of green tea for its powerful antioxidants, and they take a short 15-minute walk to help their circulation. It is another small act of care, and for their evening meal, it is light and nourishing. It is full of those beautiful high-nitrate vegetables, some healthy fats, and a clean protein. And with this meal, they take their second dose of the aged garlic extract. But Ben, the most important part is not just the food or the supplement. It is the mindset. Throughout the day, this person is not living in a state of fear about their diagnosis. They are living with a sense of purpose. They know that every simple meal is a conscious choice for healing. They are an active partner with their body. This mindset, this feeling of empowerment, is the most powerful medicine of all.
That is a beautiful and very inspiring picture, Doctor. It shows that this is not a diet of deprivation, but a lifestyle of conscious healing choices.
And so, I will leave you with this one final thought. Do not lose hope. The body always wants to heal. By taking these consistent daily actions with the right supplement and the right lifestyle, you can become an active and a powerful partner in your own health journey.
That is a beautiful message of empowerment, doctor. To become an active partner. It's about being a good steward of the blessed gift of our health and using the wisdom we have been given to care for it. And of course, the wisest and most important first step is to work closely with your own trusted cardiologist and your personal doctor. Please remember that our conversation today is for educational purposes. You must speak with your physician before starting any new supplement regimen, especially for a serious condition like this. If you found this guide empowering and hopeful, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information, and be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who might be feeling afraid or hopeless about their heart health. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free, and it ensures you will not miss our next deep dive into your health. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know, what is one healthy anti-inflammatory food you will add to your diet this week to support your heart? Please share your choice in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. Be well and be hopeful.